Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Retro Cup, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Zangoose. Zangoose is always a fun pick. Unfortunately, it is one of those region-locked Pokemon. But I caught this one back when Niantic allowed you to catch the region-locked Pokemon in regions where you normally wouldn't encounter them. I can't remember what event it was. Might have been a Go Fest or something like that, but I took full advantage, happened to find a decent one for the Great League, and I've been hanging on to it ever since. And decided to give it a go in the Retro Cup on this double normal backline. Zangoose hits like a truck, guys. If you can preserve shield advantage for it, it can sweep in games like you wouldn't believe. And in order to do that, you've got to have some bulk on your team along with Zangoose. And you don't get much bulkier than Lickitung. Lickitung is the second normal type on this double normal backline. Classic ABB style team. Lickitung is so bulky, guys. You probably all know by now. You really don't need shields for it. Even with a type disadvantage, Lickitung is able to hang in there and oftentimes flip switch advantage, depending on the circumstance. If you don't have an XL Lickitung, Greedent is the best replacement for it. If you don't have a Greedent, you could also give Munchlax a try. Munchlax has been in 2K eggs, so it's a lot more accessible these days. And rounding out this double normal team, we've got Defense Forme Deoxys on the lead. Defense Forme Deoxys is a powerful lead, and like I said before, you gotta pair some bulk along with Zangoose so that you can preserve a shield advantage for it to sweep the end game. That is how this team is played. And just like with Lickitung, you don't get much more bulkier than Defense Forme Deoxys on the lead. Running Rock Slide, highly recommend Rock Slide for the Retro Cup meta. There are just too many strong ice and flying types in this meta to not run Rock Slide. This team was amazing. I had a blast with this team today. But without further ado, let's dive into a couple of bonus battles before we get into the featured set of the video. And here we go. Not the best lead in the world, guys. Not going to lie. This is not the best lead you could see with Defense Forme Deoxys. So we're going to bank some energy and catch the what would have been a super effective foul play onto our tanky Lickitung, and they meet us with a Shadow Machamp. Okay, so this is what this team is designed to do, guys. You want to draw out the counter user, and this is probably the most overpowered counter user you could possibly see. We don't even get off our move. That is insane, but that's okay. Gotta save shields for Zangoose and come in with Deoxys. Go for the resisted rock slide. Shadow Machamp is squishy enough to where it won't quite KO, but it works out beautifully because it leaves just enough health to get some additional farm on it. And we are going to see what they come back in with. They come in with a Defense Forme Deoxys of their own, fully expecting them to come back in with Oranguru. So what we're going to do is chip and dip. We're going to chip with a neutral rock slide and dip into our Zangoose. It is time to finally unleash Zangoose on the remainder of this team. We preserved our shields. They did as well. So we got to go down a shield. We thought that this could have been a Psycho Boost. A non-debuff Psycho Boost would have really hurt, but they baited with a Rock Slide. And we're gonna farm this Deoxys all the way down. Of course, Zangoose runs Shadow Claws, its fast move, and they come back in with the Oranguru. Holy smokes, guys. We are down on shields. They still have 2 shields left. Can Zangoose do some things here for us? We're gonna try our very best. We do grab the first shield with that Night Slash. It looks like our opponent knows the moveset on Zangoose, and we grab the second shield. My goodness, guys, that farm on Deoxys allowed us to get to nearly 3 Night Slashes. Zangoose is going off. That does quite a bit of super effective damage. And shields are down. Our switch timer was up. We come in with a combo play to take out the Oranguru. Holy smokes, guys. That is how you start off a video. That battle was insane. Zangoose was amazing. I had a blast. That was an awesome battle. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Zangoose was tons of fun in the Retro Cup. It is one of those Pokemon that absolutely shines in the specialty cups like the Retro Cup. There's no better time to run a Zangoose if you have it. And here we go. We got a Deoxys mirror match on the lead. So at some point, we're going to have to swap out of this. So what we're going to look to do is build up a little bit, chip with a rock slide here. And I don't imagine this gets the shield. They're not going to shield this. Deoxys can tank rock slides all day. We just wanted to chip a little bit to make this a little bit more manageable for Lickitung. And they make an aggressive play into Bewear. This battler is probably fresh off of the Stuffle Community Day. They are running their newly built Bewear in the Retro Cup. And of course, it does have the exclusive Community Day move of Drain Punch, which works kind of like Power Up Punch. But instead of boosting your attack, it boosts your defense by 1 stage. So very interesting matchup. Obviously, not sure. I wasn't familiar with this matchup. It's a fresh, brand new Pokemon in Pokemon Go Battle League. So we are going to try our very best. They are going for these Drain Punches here. It does also have access to Superpower, but I would imagine they're not running Superpower on it. They're probably running Stomp, which works to our advantage because we nearly took out the Fighting type Bewear, which was also double resisting our fast move pressure. That is the power of Lickitung, and they have switch locked themselves back in with their Deoxys. Not only did they switch lock themselves, but they have also lowered their attack by 2 stages. There is no better time to come in with Zangoose to farm this Deoxys all the way down. We did shield up what we thought was a fully, a Psycho Boost, but it was the Rock Slide. We tanked that Psycho Boost there and farm the Deoxys all the way down. They've got a Greedent left in the back, so we've got to play this carefully, guys. Got to play this carefully. Gonna bait with a Night Slash. They do have to respect a close combat from Zangoose, and they do shield. So now we need to get to back-to-back close combats. Gonna shield up the Body Slam. That would absolutely KO. Expecting them to catch. We are expecting a catch, so we are mindful of that. Gonna go for the first close combat. Of course, that gets the shield, and there it is. They tried to catch it. We farm it down with double resisted Shadow Claws, allowing us to get to another close combat. This is gonna do loads of super effective damage, and we come in with Deoxys to counter it down. Holy smokes. Zangoose and Deoxys complement each other quite well, as you can see. They did amazing on this team. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Right, hopping into the featured set of the video, had to start things off with a bang with some fun bonus battles. This is the featured set, and here we go. Another Defense Forme Deoxys mirror matchup. So gonna play this out the same way. Gonna look to just chip with a Rock Slide. They do decide to throw energy. Gonna tank this. We can tank some damage for sure. If there's any Pokemon that can tank some damage, it is Defense Forme Deoxys. They make a play into a Hypno after chipping with a Thunderbolt. And it is Zangoose time, guys. This is why we run Zangoose on this team for the Psychic and Ghost types like Hypno. They do get to a Thunder Punch. We did shield that. You gotta shield your Zangoose, guys. It is pretty squishy, but it definitely compensates by how hard it hits, and we go for that Night Slash. Doesn't KO. Gonna just look to get rid of the Hypno. They either have to go down on shields completely or let their Hypno go down, and they let it go down. We have flip switch with our Zangoose successfully, and we have enough health to threaten this Deoxys that comes back in on us. Of course, these counters are doing super effective damage, and we grab the last shield from Defense Forme Deoxys. That is the power of Zangoose. That is insane. And gonna come back in with our own Deoxys. We did have loaded energy. Gonna go for a Rock Slide on it just to chip a little bit, and look to play this out a little bit. We don't really want to come in with Lickitung. The Deoxys is still a little bit healthy. They go for the Thunderbolt on us, and we're going to look to build up again and try to... Actually, this will get rid of the Deoxys, and we're going to see what else they have left in the back. That is just enough damage to get rid of the Deoxys, and they've got a Wall Rain. Okay, so they do still have a shield. We're going to pressure that shield with a super effective Rock Slide, and we grab the shield. That is amazing. That's what we needed. It's Lickitung time, guys. Lickitung does have access to Power Whip, which is a Grass-type move, and Wall Rain, although it does use Ice-type damage as its primary mode of attack, It is still also a water type at the end of the day. Guys, you can see what's coming. Bye-bye, Walrein. We one-shot the Walrein with a Power Whip. That is insane. Good game. Well played. My goodness, Zangoose was tons of fun. And I think we found a super solid team, to pair with it. It did amazing in the Retro Cup. And here we go. We've got an Altaria on the lead. This is much more doable if you are running Rock Slide, which is why I would highly recommend running Rock Slide in the Retro Cup if you're going to run Defense Forme Deoxys. There aren't that many. You really only want Thunderbolt on Deoxys for Azumarill in the Open Great League. But other than that, Rock Slide does just fine. It's actually preferred in the Retro Cup for sure. Gonna go for the first one and see what they want to do. We did tank the Sky Attack. Probably shouldn't have tanked that, to be honest with you guys, because they shielded the Rock Slide. So they shielded, so we went into Lickitung. They obviously have something to hide. Looks like they were hiding a Machamp in the back. So we can play this out a little bit. It's not a winning matchup, but my goodness, is it close, guys. That's how powerful Lickitung can be. It can absolutely hold its own against opposing fighters, despite the type disadvantage. The licks, of course, do help on the Machamp matchup, and we have gotten this Machamp to 1 HP. Honestly, probably should have stopped attacking because we needed more farm with our Defense Forme Deoxys as they come back in with the Altaria. Gonna go for the Rock Slide right off the bat. These Dragon Breaths are really starting to add up on our Deoxys. We are getting very low. They shield again, so we go in the Zangoose. This battler is playing very well. They are implementing a Altaria 2-shield strat, which means that you shield your Altaria at all costs, banking on your Dragon Breath damage with Stab and the bulk of Altaria to withstand the fast move pressure. That is a pretty good strategy, but we're getting this Altaria pretty low with our Zangoose. We're going to shield everything, of course. And I think we misplayed right here. We should have gotten the Altaria, gotten rid of it much sooner than this. Got a little bit greedy on our overfarm, not knowing what they had left in the back. So we took a little bit too much Dragon Breath damage, and they snuck a Confusion through with a Hypno that they came in with after we took out the Altaria, and that is going to do us in. That was awful. That was terrible. Them sneaking in that Confusion. We really needed those back-to-back Night Slashes because our Defense Forme Deoxys is far too low to handle this Hypno. They're going to take us out with a Thunder Punch. That was rough. That was rough. We tried our very best, but Altaria was too OP for us. Good game. Well played. Yeah, that one was a winnable game for sure. But, I only ran this team for 2 sets. Getting ready for the community day today, I wanted to get a video out pretty early for you guys. So it was still working out the team a little bit. That was definitely a winnable game. But anyways, moving into the next match, we've got a Crustle on the lead here. Okay, so despite Deoxys using a fighting type fast move, it of course is not a fighting type. So this fast move pressure is actually doing neutral. We went for a Psycho Boost and they shielded. So we come in with Lickitung here to see what they want to do. If they stay in, it's a good indicator on what they might have in the back. They are staying in. They are down a shield. They shielded up our Psycho Boost, so we're fine to just play this out. Crustle can pose a few problems, of course, for Zangoose because those smackdowns with Stab really hurt on a Pokemon that is not very bulky. They go for the X Scissor and it does not KO, guys. That is the power of Lickitung. Holy smokes. See, that's what I mean about Lickitung. You don't need shields to flip switch in some circumstances. We take it out with a few HP, and we hang on long enough to get to a Body Slam as they come in with a normal cast form, which does run Hex. Of course, we double resist that fast move pressure with our normal typing on Lickitung. That is amazing. Lickitung put in the work right there, guys. So we're going to come back in, of course, with Defense Forme Deoxys and look to play this out. We do apply super effective fast move pressure with our counters. Going to tank all this damage. They farmed for days on our Lickitung, gonna just soak all this damage, and they make an aggressive play into an Oranguru. Okay, so I'm gonna chip with a Rock Slide, of course. Psycho Boost would be resisted on Oranguru, and we're getting super low. We just want to chip the health on this Oranguru, get it within a manageable range for our Zangoose. We go for the resisted Psycho Boost, and they shield. Holy smokes, they shielded the Psycho Boost. That is insane. It is Zangoose time, guys. We preserved both of our shields for Zangoose. They go for the foul play, of course. We're taking full advantage of them running Confusion, which is a 4-turn move, allowing us to overfarm by quite a bit. Gotta go for the first Night Slash here. We would say bye-bye Oranguru. And because of that overfarm, we've got just enough energy to sweep this endgame with our Zangoose. We say bye-bye Cast Form with a super effective close combat. That is the power of Zangoose. That's what I mean, guys. If you can preserve your shields for Zangoose, it can sweep the endgame like you wouldn't believe. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Such a fun Pokemon, I swear, guys. My goodness. Zangoose is an amazing closer in these specialty cups like the Retro Cup. It is tons of fun. And here we go. We've got a Froslass lead again. This is why we run Rock Slide on Deoxys, but we've got 2 solid answers to Froslass, so going to go into Lickitung. They meet us with a Shadow Snorlax, a fellow Lick user, normal type Lick user. It's not nearly as bulky as Lickitung, but it can still put in the work. Of course, it can threaten us with potential superpowers, but my goodness, Lickitung is an absolute tank, and we don't care about the superpower. We don't intend on shielding in this matchup at all. We are just going to spam the Snorlax with as many body slams as we can get to. We're fine if we don't flip switch with Lickitung, because we can easily come back in with Defense Forme Deoxys and get a nice healthy farm on the Snorlax. They did go for the body slam thinking that we would likely shield, but no, we don't shield. And we tank a fully powered superpower. Lickitung is insane. It is so bulky as we go for another body slam and we draw a shield. Lickitung is an animal. Holy smokes. They do take us out, but that is quite all right. Going to come back in with Deoxys and look to get ahead on energy. We want to be able to threaten the potential Froslass with a super effective Rock Slide. So they do come back in with the Froslass. We got some farm off of that Snorlax. We just needed a couple of counters to get to a Rock Slide, which does hit for super effective. If they let it go, it'd do tons of damage, and they do let it go. It is now Zangoose time, guys, and they come in with a Wall Rain as we come in with our Zangoose. So this is tricky. Of course, Wall Rain is an absolute monster. It can get to these Icicle Spears with Stab very fast. So we're going to rebuild up to the back-to-back close combat, and we're going to bait with a Night Slash. We need to grab that last shield, but they no shield. They called the bait. Holy smokes. What in the world? That was insane. I did not expect them to call that. So we let our Zangoose go down. It's okay. We're doing fine, guys. We can counter down this Wall Rain. All we need to do is get to back-to-back Psycho Boost. That Froslass is very low. It is absolutely within Psycho Boost range. So we knew that it had a move. It does not have 2 moves stored. It only has 1. So we can shield up the Avalanche and go for the back-to-back Psycho Boost to close this game out. This is why you have to be aware of your opponent's health on its remaining Pokemon, which is why we allowed our Zangoose to go down, even though we did still have a shield. We knew that we could close it out with Deoxys. We knew the health on the Froslass, and they force close the app as we take out the Froslass and close the game with Defense Forme Deoxys. This team was amazing. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. I couldn't help but getting the feel in a lot of these battles with Zangoose that a lot of my opponents, were saying to themselves, no way, I am not losing to a Zangoose. I just got that vibe from a lot of my opponents. Zangoose was tons of fun. And here we go, positive lead. We've got a Lapras on the lead. Haven't seen too many of these. And they make an aggressive play into a Shadow Victory Bell. So what we're going to do is threaten to one-shot this with a fully powered Psycho Boost. We grab the shield and make a play into Lickitung. So seeing Lapras on the lead, we kind of want to flip switch here. And we know that we can. They are down a shield. They did shield up the Psycho Boost. And they go for an Acid Spray. We shielded up an Acid Spray. Holy smokes. That is brutal, but that's okay. We're fine with that. We know that we grabbed the last shield. We know that we can now flip switch. All we need to do is get to another body slam. We do outpace them to the body slam. And this will absolutely KO the Shadow Victory Bell, and we flip switch with our Lickitung. And they come in with a Machamp. That's okay. So that's good. That's why we wanted to flip switch, guys. So we know that we can do some things up against that Lapras with our Zangoose. So we come in with Defense Forme Deoxys. Defense Forme Deoxys does beat Machamp. They go for the Resisted Psychic. That does a lot more resisted damage than I would like to see. Not gonna lie, guys. But we want to go for the back-to-back Psycho Boost because this actually hits Machamp for neutral damage. And we overtap there, and we don't want to go down a shield, so we pay the price for overtapping, guys. We didn't even get off our second Psycho Boost. My goodness, are you kidding me? Machamp has been quite annoying to deal with in this meta. Not gonna lie, so we gotta come in with our Zangoose. That's our last Pokemon. We say bye-bye Machamp with a Night Slash. We are still up a shield. The Lapras does not have, it's fairly energy dry. This is the only surf that they are going to get to because we are going to get to a close combat, guys. Honestly, it was getting pretty sweaty here. I wasn't sure if this would one-shot, but my goodness, it one-shots one of the bulkiest Pokemon around. Holy smokes, Zangoose is an animal. Closing the game strong, one-shotting a Lapras. Holy smokes, how hard does this thing hit? It hits hard enough to one-shot a Lapras, I suppose. My goodness. And that is the team. Oh my gosh, Zangoose. Zangoose was amazing. I did not regret running Zangoose. I haven't ran it since I caught it. I've just been sitting on it for a while, waiting for the right time to run it. And I thought, you know, what better time to run Zangoose than in the Retro Cup, where there are tons of very strong ghost types, very strong psychic types. I knew Zangoose ran Shadow Claws, its fast move, had access to Night Slash and close combat. I said to myself, well, that makes for a recipe for a fun time in the Retro Cup, if I've ever seen it. So, but I knew I had to build a solid team around it. I knew the Zangoose was pretty squishy, so I had to go with some bulky Pokemon to go along with it. I knew that double normal in the Retro Cup does very well with all the ghost types, so I decided to pair it with two of the bulkiest Pokemon I could find within my Pokedex and landed on Defense Forme Deoxys on the lead and Lickitung as the safe swap, and my goodness, did it work out. As I prepare for Community Day, like I said, I wanted to get out a video for you guys early enough to where I could still prep for the Community Day. I hope you all have a fantastic Community Day today. We've got Stuffle Community Day. Should be tons of fun. But speaking of tons of fun, I had tons of fun with this team. Double normal backline with the Defense Deoxys on the lead. You don't get much better than that. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.